yourself fearful sometimes. You're going to find yourself going up against opposition. You're going to find yourself going up against people that know you and love you, but you might find yourself, because you choosing to step out and do something God says, and they might not be in agreement. Mm. You're coming up against opposition. They came up against opposition. Look, them people didn't want them coming around there trying to change the way they were. Especially the scribes and the Pharisees didn't want them coming around there. They were set pretty. They knew the law, but it was just performance for them. So they didn't want nobody coming around shaking, things up. So there are going to be some times when people don't want you around shaking things up. But guess what? If God called you to be a shaker, you better shake. You better shake. And it's not always going to be easy to shake. But I always find God is a vindicator. He will vindicate. He always vindicated the disciples. He always vindicated I always say the Father vindicated his Son. But if we're going to be, spiritual punks, we'll get nothing done. It's not an easy job. Look at Jesus. He's the example. Guess what? He carried the cross all the way to Calvary. And you got him to help you carry your cross. This is the apostolic way of doing things. We got to look at this thing differently now. It's not just church. It's a way of life. This is a part of who we are. And what we've got to teach the other people. This is who they are. But guess what? We're going to teach them that they got something. Now, and just for the sake of a little bit of time, because we're still doing good with time, but the key is, how were they able, the disciples able to do the things they did? They weren't all learned like Paul. They were tradesmen, fishermen, carpenters. So it wasn't like they had big education, not schooling. So that didn't make them great. That didn't make them do great exports. It's because they chose to follow the way that Jesus told them and took them. And that's what we have to do. So when they came around, people looked around and say, there go them people that go with Jesus. Don't you want people to say there's a difference about you and not say you just like the world? I didn't know she was saved. I didn't know she was called to do nothing. Cause every time I see her, she in the club. Every time I see her, she out there cussing, drinking, all of those kind of things. And believe me, Jesus went to affairs. We know that from the wedding. And he made wine for the wedding, even though it was different back then than it is now, because we've got all this stuff put in it that make people get hooked to that stuff. But the idea was they hopefully knew how to hold their liquor, as we call it, and do it socially and understand something too. They didn't have fresh water like we have here. When he said, take a little wine for the stomach, say, you get dehydrated, you got to have something in your body, So a lot of time it wasn't fresh water available like we have now. bought bottled water from the spring.
Mm.
They didn't have that. Okay. So, but what was the key to fulfilling their mission? Their mission impossible. Because I'm sure when they were called, and especially when Jesus left, so now they no longer had him walking with them, I'm sure that they said, wait a minute. He done told us all these things that's going to happen and what we supposed to do, and now he done left us.
Right.
Mm.
But he said,
And we ran and we hid. Now, even if he was around, we wouldn't be coming out because we'd be too embarrassed. We make mistakes. Some of the mistakes may be embarrassing, but you don't let it stop you. They made mistakes, but Jesus, which one was it that denied him? Christ,
Peter.
Peter. He made sure when he said, go tell Peter, he said his name. He didn't say the name of the other disciples, but he said that, I believe, for a reason, because he wanted to know, Peter to know, it's okay.